Well, hey, I got to tell you. So I went to the store, and I was going up to pick up some granite, and the lady goes, she says my wife's name. Oh, Amy? No, not Amy. And she goes, well, you never, or she goes, well, you never can tell these days. I go, now I'm offended. Like, are you kidding me? You know,
you look like an Amy. No.
You know, what does a dude have to do to be known right away that you're a dude? Please, I'm offended that you think that I might think that I'm a girl.
Now, Dave, don't get so offended. You're becoming too sensitive.
I'm trying to be sensitive to everybody else, and then their sensitivity for me is lacking. Mm-hmm. It's hurting my feelings. Oh gosh,
it's a weird world we live in.
Oh my goodness,
I know. But that's an interesting one because my wife will buy stuff and I'll go pick it up at Home Depot or whatever. She orders a lot of stuff online, so for me it's like I'll go pick it up. That's not a big deal. Wow, but then I haven't been called Jenny yet.
You're right. Yeah, that's funny. But here's on the other spectrum. I have to be crazy sensitive to all that stuff. Then I get shamed this morning and went out to breakfast. Mm-hmm. And me and this other gentleman, who I don't know, we went to the bathroom, and I found out it's like a one-person bathroom. There's a stand-up and a sit-down, like a foot away from each other. Mm-hmm. And I go, oh. And I apologize. I didn't realize it. And he was like, and he's a big old beard kind of a guy. He goes, hey, he starts giving me crap about it. What did he ask me? Sorry, I'm forgetting now. Well, not ashamed, but he goes, what are you, embarrassed? I go, yep, that must be what it is. And so I sit out there, and he comes in and he goes, after a few pictures, you won't care. and I'm like, no, and I told him, I go, I just don't know. I might not have very good shake off habits, but still, there's a guy that, there's a side of society that's like, dude, you don't have to stand out there, share the pisser with me. Come on. We can hug and do this. And the other side is so sensitive that, boy, I couldn't even bring up that conversation, So it's just a freaking mess.
I don't know.
I like the diversity of it all. I just don't like being shamed for it one way or another. But
it reminds me of high school, and not ever using their bathrooms. I mean, yes, they were disgusting, but they also didn't have any doors on them.
Oh yeah.
So wait till I get home.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So there's this. Again, this is a weird world that we live in. Uh-huh. So, sexual harassment investigation launches into 3 middle schoolers for using the wrong pronouns.
Called somebody bald.
Yeah.
Poor kids. Didn't see it coming.
Yeah. Didn't know what it was at first. Yeah. Kiel, Wisconsin.
Oh.
Yeah. Investigation was launched into 3 middle schoolers accused of calling a classmate by their wrong pronouns. School district then filed a Title IX complaint against the Kiel Middle School students, accusing them of sexual harassment, which is a very weird thing because they're middle school kids. So this falls onto the parents because you can't really. I mean, you're kind of limited on what you can do to the kids as far as prosecuting them. But
and to be fair, even a good parent could say, "Hey, Tommy, don't go to school and punch Sam in the face."
Yeah.
Okay, Dad goes in and punch Sam in the face. What are you doing? I told you not to. He does it again, and I tell him again. You could take him out of school, go through therapy, all this other crap, send him back. Okay, you're good. You're not going to go punch Sam in the face? Nope. Pop. You can do so much, but how are they going to sue a kid or even stop them from, I mean, even if they didn't know and it was accidental, are you going to have them wear a sign so that they can say, hey, this is how you are going to talk to me, or don't get mad if people don't know. Mm-hmm. But then again, if you wear a sign in middle school, you're toast,
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to break it to them, but there's a culture out there. I know that they're trying to change it, I guess, but you might have to toughen up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, so many of these schools, they're dealing with issues in-house. A kid comes in, vaping or worse sometimes, and they don't even tell the authorities. They just deal with it in-house and don't let it get too far out. But in this particular case, the school district sent this notification to the parents that they're being sued, which is crazy because I wouldn't imagine this is going to go very far because evidently this Title IX stuff only addresses like major sexual harassment, where there's physical touching, there's rape, there's doing sexual favors to get something else.
This falls into bullying, and I think more so, and I don't approve of. I don't think somebody should, whether they did wear a sign to help people identify them, I don't think they should be bullied. But I don't think it should go as far as you're going to sue somebody because kids are being shitty little kids and just bullying them.
One of the students, his name's Braden, he said his mom was on the news describing what had happened, and evidently little Braden was standing up for one of his friends who's kind of a quiet kid who was being sort of berated by this person that prefers to be called they or them, and was yelling at this other kid. And so Braden stood up for his friend and I guess refused to call them they or them, and this turned out to be something more serious supposedly, but I can't imagine that this going too far in the courts.
Well, I don't think you should make anybody calling them they or them.
You can't make anyone call them anything.
You could do whatever the hell you want to do, but I'm not going to do whatever the hell you want to do. You're not going to make me come over to your house and play with your toys, I can't. You're not going to make me be your buddy. Hate that. Did you ever have your mom go, "Here you go play with this kid over here. You'll like him." Oh my gosh, it pissed me off because there was this kid named Dell, and people would always. I never even knew this kid because he left the school the year I came into the school. And they're like, "Oh, you're just like Dell. You're like Dell Jr. Dell. And like, so then I finally met Dell like a year or so later, and he's such a tool. I'm like, you sons of bitches. Like that's who. What was my point? It was
you can't make me play with Dell.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's right. They go, that's right. They came over when I first met him. Like, oh, you'll love him. You guys are so much alike. I'm like, I'm not like this loser. I need a cigarette.
That is, I haven't heard that name in so many years.
You know who I'm talking about,
I know,
don't you?
I know exactly. My grandma was friends with his mother. Yeah, and he used to come over to my grandparents' place, and we were sort of not forced, but encouraged to play and do stuff. Eventually, they moved. I want to say they moved to Idaho. I want to say Idaho, and my grandparents took me on this trip to their house, and it freaked me out because they lived in a place where they had a lot of snakes. Oh, and so he took us out it was like this nearby like junkyard, cars and leftover
where a bunch of snakes might be hanging out.
Exactly. And so he went out there and caught snakes in front of me, and I was deathly afraid of snakes. Oh. And so he was catching snakes and then putting them in my face. And
what a bastard.
Oh, man, I freaked me out a lot. But, yeah, I totally remember Dell.
It was funny because your mom was the one that said, "Oh, you'll like it. You can play with him." I'm like, I was like, I want to smack him. I just wanted to smack him.
Dell had a sister, too. I can't remember her name.
Del Arena. Thanks for listening to the shortened version of our show.
If you want to catch the full audio episode, you can find it here or wherever you find your podcast. But if you want to see the full version in video format, you can catch us on YouTube, Rumble, and now on Spotify.